Good day, everybody. That's right, it's getting back to work on this beautiful overcast Friday morning. So much to do, it's the troubleshooting of life. Seems endless sometimes, doesn't it? In that, I wanted to talk about not simply financial literacy, which I'm personally still working on, but the idea of you're making moves in life. This is inspired by my youngest brother, who has evidently secured himself some good work in his field of interest, and it sounds like he's making a little bit of money now. And there's times in our life when we're moving up our threshold of income, and that is to say that you're getting by at whatever level you're getting by at, and then as time moves on, you hopefully are moving up in the scale of income and what you're generating for yourself. And I want to remind us that, as that happens, it can be easy to be like, I want this thing or that thing or 12 other things, and then poof, the money's gone. And you're like, oh geez, I'm no longer sitting on a mini payload. So this idea that I've heard and I've put into mild practice in my own life. I say mild because sometimes you realize that what you need to be doing is investing in yourself and business enterprises and things like that. And hey, if that's where you're at, that's good. Good job on investing in yourself and making those things happen. However, another way to go about that would be you don't actually need the money that's above what you had been earning. Meaning, you can save that. That's right, you could literally just take all that capital and put it aside, forming a couple different things. One would be, I call it like your in-house pillow, like your cash reserves that you keep on hand for emergencies. Another would be take 10-20% of that and put it into some form of savings. When I say savings, don't put it into the bank and just keep it in some crappy account that's not earning you anything, because in our current fiat money system, all that does is depreciate in value and you lose money over time. So there's different forms of investing. I won't say cryptocurrencies because I think a lot of that's a sham, but I would say that Bitcoin is totally different than cryptocurrencies. And again, you're looking at a long time preference here. In fact, I think that when you start making more money, it's good to develop a long time preference, because hopefully you're not just like burning all the ends of your candle of life and you're going to cash out quick, that you're going to actually be around for a while, that maybe you even create some descendants for yourself, and you want to be around to see them and celebrate with them and do all the good things of living life with others. In which case, it's nice to have some resources there so you don't have to rely on them to take care of you when you get older. So put some of that aside. The other thing is, by not just buying the first 100,000 things that catch your fancy, you can wait a moment and ask yourself, if I really want this thing, then I'm going to want it in a month. And give yourself a month. See if you actually do want it. And maybe in a month's time, you're like, oh, I'm actually interested in this other thing now. I find this happens to me on a very regular basis because I have so many different interests. And so, how can we be patient with all that newfound money? Or just the money that you currently have that you don't need to spend? What are the bigger life goals and visions that you have, and how are you bringing those into being? And these are all intriguing questions to ask and answer for yourself. And I notice in my own world that it feels a lot more better. Like I've got my grounded presence worked out when I'm not just spending every dollar that's coming in. When I have that bit of a cash cushion on hand for those emergencies, which totally happen, like needing to buy a new truck. And then it's a matter of like, okay, it's time to refill that storehouse. So how are you planning for your future? How are you saving some of the money? Like sometimes here on the farm, that's like collecting seed, which I'm not personally the best at, or propagating out plants, which I'm a bit better at. Looking forward to setting up a better system for that this year, which is rather exciting in my world. And sometimes it's by having a store of instruments because I love music, or having extra paints because I really enjoy painting. And that way when I want to do those things, the tools and supplies are all there for it, instead of just being like, oh, I don't have those things around, and even if I'm inspired, I can't do it because I don't have the things that are there. And sometimes it's about realizing that the tools that you want, you only need it for a moment, and so it's better to be associated with others who can either lend you those or have a cooperative agreement to hold them. I'm thinking about maker spaces and other things of this sorts. And a reminder that financial literacy is also just about being mindful of where your wealth, which I think is actually held in time, along with in your brain, so that you can move all those different pieces forward when you need them. Anyway, these are just some thoughts. I'd love to hear what other people are doing, whether it's in investing their money or in saving it and creating plans to provide for themselves and the future of whatever their future looks like. Because if you don't have kids, maybe maybe it is all just blow all the money right now. In which case, hey, live your best life, whatever that is for you. And in that, thanks for watching this. Thanks for subscribing. Super appreciate that. Thanks for checking out my website over at bendingreeds.com. And remember, have too much fun.